Welcome to day 21 of our January challenge 2022 and the start of our melody section now. I'll play the 4 bars for you and then we'll talk it through. Here we go. I'll count you in case you want to just join in. Bum, bum, bum. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so the trick here is to not panic. It suddenly feels a little bit busy after the last sort of runs where it's just been left, 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 right, right, right for quite a while. Suddenly we're back to both hands operating at the same time and it can panic you. Don't panic. Okay, so be sure to get a finger 4 on in the right hand. 4, 3, 2 and 1. This will set you up to be able to then play this phrase. Okay, if you just have finger 3 on, you've then got to leap while your left hand's also doing things and it gets too much to think about. But if you have that finger 4, F, G, A, C, and then swap to a finger 2 on the second, on that minim C, on that half note C. Okay, so just try that together. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Lovely, and really bend nicely in so we get a lovely rich sound there, okay? Then we have C, B. I'm not placing beyond because we're going to have this little thumb slide, another one of these little grace notes to come. So I'm going to go 1, I'm going to put my thumb back on, and then I'm going to put 2 and 3 on the A and the G and let my thumb go, and my thumb's going to come to the A. Okay, now if that sounds familiar, that pattern of notes is actually what happens right back in bar 2 at the beginning of the piece. Yeah? And because this is crotchets, it's the same speed. So it's just something we have actually done before, just down here instead of up there. Okay? So although it looks different because it's written as crotchets, so it goes over a few bars, and at the beginning it was written as quavers, remember that our quaver beat has now become our crotchet beat. So you've actually got this in the bag. You've got it nailed. Let's try the right hand from the beginning of this section. Yum, bum, bum, bum. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, and we are ending on that thumb, so make sure our fingers have gone in beautifully and our thumb has plenty of room to bend over to be a nice rich sound. Well done. The left hand underneath this is what I always think of as a Gaelic air left hand. There's a gorgeous piece called Gaelic Air. I think it was arranged by Charlotte Peterson. And the pattern underneath is an octave and a fifth. So D, A, D. And then before you play the thumb, you cross under with finger 2. Bring your thumb back round. So octave and a fifth and then a couple of notes in a row. I've had to show you that through the strings so you can see. Okay, so make sure that you do that lovely cross under and then you go nice and low. Don't try and cross under here because then it gets really hard to play that. Nice and low with the finger and your thumb comes right up nice and high again. Okay, so, and it's that pattern just in a changed position. So you have the D, then take the pattern down to an F, then up onto a G, and then back up to the D. So get familiar with that pattern. It's a gorgeous harp accompaniment pattern anyway. You'll know it in other pieces too. But have that nicely underneath. Okay, so should we try that together? So starting in the D area, D, going down to the F, up 1 to the G, and back up to the D. Okay, beginning of that line. 1 and 2 and 3 and. F. Then it's going to be G. And then it's going to be D again. Okay, don't panic about reading the music. Don't try and read that as you go along. Trust the shape, trust the pattern. Know where you start. And of course, it being me, I don't want you to start placing here and then here and then here. I'd want you to open that full hand shape so that your thumb lands there. Okay, but trust that hand shape, D, F, G, D. All right, and then it's just the pulling of this together. So remember, our right hand is going to start with finger 4, but again, don't place in like this. Open your hand up to that red C with a gap, and then 2, 3, 4 on these strings here. Okay, and you might want to practice that, just poof, opening it up each time. Can I open it up onto there? All right, left hand sitting underneath, D, A, D. Okay, I'm going to do this really slowly to give you time to do it, but I also don't want you to overthink. You know where the left hand's going, and you know it can take care of itself, so trust it, okay? It's on your side. Here we go. Nice and steady, trying hands together from the beginning of the line, okay? Without panic, and really slowly we'll do it. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Try that again. I am lining up my grace notes. I'm maybe doing them a touch early, but they're actually landing with the kind of, I'm playing them as though they were semiquavers. That's okay, or you can try and leave them a little bit later. To be honest, it's easier to get the feel of those right at a faster speed. Okay, so let's give it a go again though at this nice, really steady speed, just to give yourself time. Focus on that melody ringing out. Can you hear it sing out? Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and shoulders down. Yeah. Okay, really work on that. If need be, just do. Just do that section and get that flowing so that we're not pausing at these bar lines. I always like to think of the stave of the music being like train tracks and the bar lines being like the sleepers that are evenly based underneath those train tracks, you know, the wooden support under the train tracks. They mark time and they mark the passage of your journey, but they don't impact on the flow of the train or on the flow of the music, okay? So yum ba dum ba dum. I think it's very easy to sort of see this vertical line and to feel like it's a real physical barrier, a real physical divide, like literally like a door. And you know that thing where you, I don't know, you maybe need to go into the kitchen because you've forgotten something and you need to go and get it. But then when you go into the kitchen, you forget what it was you were coming to get because you've gone through that doorway. And I think we sometimes treat bar lines a bit like that. And in that instance, if you go back out of the kitchen, you'll probably remember what it was. I don't want the bar lines to be this physical barrier that you have to sort of pause, open a door and then move through. Keep it flowing through. And if that means that you just work on a bar and a bit and get that transition and then build it up, then that's perfect. That's the way to do it and make it happen. Okay, join me on the play along video where we'll do that at a few different speeds. So if you're eager to be pushing that further speed wise, join me on that and you'll get to do it at a faster speed. Otherwise, we'll also do it at a really sedentary speed as well, and probably a middle one for this particular part. Okay, I'll see you over there. Well done.